Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
All right. Welcome, our viewers, our followers, to another episode of Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired. We are so glad today we have a guest. We have a guest today. And we are so excited to bring this guest because it shows you what we have been talking about. People who have started this business and they have been able to quit their jobs and they have been able to achieve time and financial freedom, being able to have more time with your families, their children, and just running this business from the comfort of their home. What else would you want really in life than have time for your kids and have that financial freedom that you have been looking for, making your dreams a reality? We are so excited to be here today, and we will have our guest introduce herself last, but we are going to have our co-hosts, Coach Dorothy, and David start by introducing themselves. For me, I am Dorothy, a healthcare professional, and I do this business as part-time, and I have so far so good. I am so proud that I started this business because you know what? It has truly changed my life by giving me that passive income that helped me, stop working multiple jobs. Now I am going to invite David to introduce himself.
Oh, thank you very much, Dorothy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. My name is David. I'm an advisor on cybersecurity and digital business here in the US, specifically in San Francisco Bay Area. You're all welcome. We're so excited to have you, Amal Dow, join us today from Canada. Yay!
Yes.
Right. So yeah, from wherever you are, grab yourself a cup of coffee. I just did. And get your pen and paper just in case there's something for you to note. Very interesting material going to be shared here. You might, that might change your life. So stay put. Other than that, Dorothy, thank you for the opportunity to introduce.
Thank you. Thank you so much, David. Yes, now it's Coach Dorothy's turn. Yes, thank you.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Dorothy Nakalema, and I'm a proud digital business coach, an entrepreneur, and a mom, a wife, I always introduce myself, but if it's your first time, just say me. I'm a former nurse, a former anti-money laundering analyst, and a safety and environment officer. So, that's a brief note about me.
Thank you so much, Coach Dorothy. And now it's time for our guest. I'm going to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself to our audience.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody, for hosting me today. My name is Amal. I am originally from Lebanon. I live with my family in Canada. I joined the online business about 4 years back, and boy, oh boy, it changed my whole life. That was the best decision I took. A little bit of my background. I worked in hotels in the past. I actually had quite a big job. I used to travel around open hotels for a big chain. I lived in all parts of the world, from Dubai to Qatar to London to Paris to the US, and finally here in Canada. When the pandemic hit, everybody knows hotels shut down. Especially in my field, I used to do events. So all the big exhibitions, conferences, I used to set up teams and go and run all these events. So my field of work stopped. And when I was in it, I felt, oh, the world is finishing, is changing. What am I going to do? But I did not know then that God had different plans for my life. I was reaching a turn. He was showing me a turn in my life and my career. So as I sat at home, I found how much I was missing from my kids' life. I found how much life was passing by with me being busy building a big corporation for somebody else.
Oh, I think it's network. Can you hear her?
No, we lost her.
Oh, yes, guys, that's being real. That's being live. So this happens. So, anyways, as we wait for our guests to come back, I think it's a network issue or something like that. We really don't know what is happening. But as she's back. There you go.
What happened? Always
a bit of a glitch in your system.
Technologies.
Yeah.
So I was saying I was looking for something to just change. Something was calling me for a change, and I came across this opportunity. I saw somebody from my background that spoke my language talking about her story, and I was intrigued. I wanted to know more. I followed the step, got in, learned about the business, studied the whole model. And 4 years back, it was much, much simpler. There was not as many of us in the community as we have now. But I jumped all in. Within 4 days, I became a business owner. And since then, my journey has been so exciting, insightful. It was a learning journey. And even after the pandemic, all the hotels back, and I had people calling me, it's time to come back, let's do it. And I said, thank you very much. I have found something even much better. And when you have the taste of freedom, there's no money that could that would buy that. Yes. We're fortunate in this community, in this business, that actually the money comes along with the time freedom. It's not, you don't have to sacrifice either in order. So that was a little bit about my journey.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amal. It's just amazing when we see what this business can do for people, and especially, we bring people who already have experienced that kind of change in their life so that our viewers and our followers can see what we are talking about, that this business is legitimate. It gives you time freedom, it gives you that financial freedom. And that freedom, especially the time freedom to be able to be home, be able to catch up with your kids, the things that you have missed, be able to travel. Really, it's priceless. It's priceless to say the least. So any addition, Dorothy and Coach Dorothy and David?
It was really self-explanatory to the fact that Coach Amal mentioned of freedom comes with, like, money comes with freedom. And when you look at it, like, most of people out there, mainly in these, developed countries, money doesn't come with freedom. You have to, it's basically invest in, like, you have to trade in your money for, time for you to, to get money. So to the fact that she landed on this kind of a business whereby money comes with freedom. That's why when they were calling her back to go back to the regular job, it's like, no, thank you. I have money and freedom at the same time. But before, it was just money without freedom.
Exactly.
So it was really
amazing.
I don't think I can even add on it.
One thing is that what we come out here on our pages, we do these interviews. And I think the main purpose of this is telling people that there is an option. Some people don't even know that there's an option other than the rat race, the 9 to 5, multiple jobs. Just, life is expensive. Like life getting expensive by the minute, especially for us who have families. We want to give our kids the best of the best, and that costs money. It costs money. But the
Yeah.
thing is, the vision of most people is that I have to work harder. I have to take another job. No, there is other options. So this is what we are here for, to tell people there is another option if you are open to learn a new skill, if you are somebody who really believes in themselves and are open to new ideas. You know, if you look before the pandemic, how much did we use the online space in things? We did use it, but
We didn't use it that much.
not
People
as much.
used to go
No.
online to do shopping, Amazon, online banking.
But
Pretty much not.
after the pandemic, that's opened our eyes about how much now we use it. I don't go to the bank. I haven't visited my bank maybe since forever. I do
Right.
everything online. And shopping, as you said, Amazon.
Right.
Learning, like universities, they have online courses because it makes sense. Jobs, you could do half remote job. How many remote jobs were created? Because it creates that space of you don't need to commute, you don't need this, you don't need that. In this platform, we got everything that anybody who's looking for a change, looking to learn something new, if they want to do it, they can do it. But the main difference is the person themselves, the person taking that decision that, yes, I want to learn. And like everything in life, for it to give you income that you want, you have to learn it. You have to invest your time in it. You have to invest your knowledge and be consistent at it. And I tell you, this is a gold mine. I make 5 figures every month consistently for the past 3 years. I gave it from my time. I had to learn it. Yes, I failed. I don't call them failure. I call them learning curves. I had to change my mindset and stop thinking as an employee and start thinking as a business owner. Yes, there is a journey that you have to go through, but you know what? It's worth everything. You never feel alone here. Like, there's always somebody you can go to ask questions. There's always someone you can collaborate with. Now, when I go on vacation with my family, and I'm sure you guys experience this, and sometimes I just put like a story, like it's family time. Let's say we're visiting Miami. You know how many messages I get from the community? You coming? We have to meet. You have to do this. We have to do that.
Right. There's always somebody to meet.
Yeah, there's always,
because it's global business. You know what I mean?
Yes, they've seen you somewhere. You've attended a certain Zoom with them or certain course with them. So it's that factor as well. Like, sometimes entrepreneurship, business owners can feel lonely. You can, especially when it's small businesses, you're starting it from scratch. It could feel lonely because you'll have to go look for everything. You'll have to find a lawyer for this, find your accounting for that. But here, it's you just plug in to a platform that has the full blueprint of whatever you need to really start an online business. You don't have to go look for product. You don't have to have inventory of stuff. You don't have to do shipping. You don't have to go and book courses to learn how to work with social media. Everything is here.
Wow.
Yeah.
David, are you saying something?
Yeah, I want to say something. Thank you, Amal. I've been taking a few notes as you were talking, and a couple of things struck a nerve, during that time you were, addressing our viewers. I heard your story, especially when it came to you doing all these events. There are a lot of people during the pandemic, during the COVID pandemic, who got really affected because COVID came with new rules, social distancing. And the only way we know events is to attend in person. So when you say social distancing, it means you're out of work.
Yeah.
You're technically out of work. Okay. So being in such a position really threatens the entire status quo. And imagine in the first world where you haven't completed your mortgage, you're still paying for all sorts of things. Okay, it really, and you don't know when it's going to stop, because when all these things came up, we didn't know whether we'll go back to and how long it will take. But bills were accumulating because landlords were just taking note of each month that passes, and they know, hey, whenever we go back to work, I need my money, and that's exactly what happened. So, that got so many people and a lot of us to think outside the box, okay? And knowing that we go to, we use the online media platforms and everything for just initially entertainment and or shopping, little bit of banking. Not many people were really in for that online banking. A lot of people were still queuing in the banks and making those appointments to go and do things. I can assure you that myself as well, the last time I stepped in a bank was when I was creating an account. Okay, because there's never been a reason to walk in, because you bank your checks using your mobile phone, or you want to check everything you want using your mobile phone. Lately, when you're looking at education options for kids, especially when they're going, when they're out of high school, they're going to college, there's online. Schools are online. Personally, I did my degree online, and that's a long time ago. But now, and that time, it wasn't anything people didn't embrace that, actually. By the time I was well, like, you're doing it online, it was like you're not going to school. But
you did it in Africa?
Yes, I was in Africa, but I did it in Europe, so I had to leave at some point. But you see, because of exactly what I was saying, that when you do things online, people are like, you're not going to school. So I had to actually move, because of the social setting. It felt weird. But now, after the pandemic, you realize that more schools have actually opened up to doing school and college from online. So as we are out here telling people addressing our viewers that, hey, there is an option, there is something better, there is better than what and considering that you had yours as a full-time job that you enjoyed, it's a lot of fun doing events because you're interacting with all sorts of people, you're pulling strings left, right, and center, and when you pull up a good event, oh boy, you feel so nice about it. You know what I mean? So
you got that. That's true.
Yeah, it's very satisfying, and then all of a sudden you're cut off and you have to learn. So, you have to learn new ways. To date, apart from what I had recently, our president pushing federal workers to go back to their desks because they are, becoming
they're not productive.
Yeah. So, other than that, people were working from home because they embraced the whole work from home. Initially, it wasn't really a thing, but now businesses are fully operating from anywhere. So you can imagine that there's been paradigm shift, and people are now embracing working online. Again, doing that gives you the opportunity, like you said, to interact more with your family, something you weren't able to do when you're running all over the place doing events. But now that you're doing what you're doing online, you have more time to relate with your family. And you just said that freedom is priceless. There's no amount of money that can be given to you to give up that kind of freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you get a taste of it, absolutely, you will never go back. You'll never go back. Yeah.
There you go. So, and
Now, one thing, it didn't happen overnight. Like, this is important to say.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not something that you push a button and it happens. No.
So you have to
put in the work. You have to go through the training, be plugged in the community.
Yes.
Work on yourself, work on your mindset. and be the best thing to happen to me, that I believed in myself. I believed that I'm gonna make it happen. And in our community, you guys know, there's so many examples. There's so many leaders that changed their life because of this business, and showing us and others, and still showing how they can do it. But it's not that's not a get rich fast scheme. Absolutely not. You have to do the work. You have to put in and you have to give back to the community as well. And then you learn how the abundance come into your life in different shapes, not only financial. It's not only the financial is good and it's great, but it's also as a person, as somebody who gets fulfilled by helping others,
Right.
but showing others the way. You know, when people in my team, I see them on the coaching call, and we call it that strategy call on the first person, like we meet with them. And then you see them joining in and getting into the training, and then how they transform their life by learning that skill, because they see where they can be. They see the potential. You know, I asked the question, everybody who's watching or who's going to watch later, do you spend time on social media scrolling? Who doesn't? Who doesn't scroll on social media?
Nobody.
You know, yeah. If you know if there's a way you can make money, why scrolling? Do you say no to that?
No.
Of course not.
If there is a way that you can learn how to just leverage this, why would you say no? Yeah. So these are just ideas that I think people, when they are still looking first time, maybe they got across your pages, not sure. Maybe I can do this, maybe I can't do that. Maybe, like, as a person before this, I used to be very shy. Like, if you look at my Facebook before here, it's only my only my close family, and I'm the one taking the pictures. I'm never in the pictures.
In the pictures.
I'm like, and then I just changed, and I thought to myself, if I'm not going to get on that train of technology and internet, I'm going to be left behind, and the whole world is going to reach somewhere that I'm not. I got to get out of that comfort zone. And you know what? We surprise ourselves when this brain, we just
opens up.
Twist something there.
Yeah, we did surprise ourselves of how much potential we have.
And Amal, just as you're at it, I would like to thank you for whatever you're doing, actually throwing back to the community, where one of those occasions is actually showing up on such a show to share your story. You know what I mean? Because people need this as well, much as they're hearing from all over the place. But for somebody like you to come here and share your story and tell them, hey, this is my story, but I was also able to transition A to Z. It's I consider that throwing back to the community. However, considering all that is coming from the initial activity, I would like to address a very important question. If Dorothy, our primary host, can let me. How have you been able to identify a good opportunity, to jump on? Because considering that you're coming from events, okay, regular job, you got hit by the pandemic, you found yourself at home. I don't know whether this was something, this online opportunity was something that was prior to you getting affected by the pandemic, or it's something that came as a result of staying at home. How were you able to identify a good opportunity to jump on? What checked off your boxes and you say, this is it?
That's a great question. I'll tell you a little bit more, digging deep on that time. So when I was at home, and I knew at that point that I'm not going to go to the it's not 9 to 5 event. It's like 8 to 1 a.m. 8 in the morning. It's like 24 hours
until the event ends.
Yeah. So I decided that's not going to be my life anymore. So I went online and I was looking for opportunity. I did not know what I was looking for, but I know inside me that there is something that I could do without having to spend all that time. And at the same time, what I was looking, I actually did register in the digital marketing course at the University of Toronto. They were having courses online, and I'm like, I want to learn this. This is what I want. Let's try to get the education, because this is how we know things are, right? You get the education, you get the degree, then you do. So you know how our algorithm works, right? So once you start looking for things, internet start telling you what you're looking for. So and I came across an ad who was a lady from my country. You know what let me take that, yes, I'm gonna go further, is that person was from my country, so I connected with her at that level. She was speaking my language, my home language. And I'm like, I'm gonna ask. I had that little bit of trust there, so I'm just gonna have a conversation. I'm not gonna kill me, right? And the next conversation was the info session that we always invite everybody to come and watch. It was free, and that I was intrigued. I was like, okay, I want to know more. Remember, I'm already starting my digital marketing courses at the university. So when they were explaining things in the info session, I was connecting the dots. But then when I went to the next step and I saw the full business model, and I'm like, oh my God, I can be learning and building at the same time.
There you go.
And I can be connected with the community, that I can ask questions. I can go to masterminds every week. Oh my God. And these people come from the same background that I am. And so I'm good. I'm doing this. And then that's that, I was looking, I got something. And that's what I believe is just God. When you ask, you will receive.
Right.
You just have to ask and be open to receive. And I think I was in that atmosphere of receiving, and God was talking to me through this opportunity, and it all clicked. When I started our training, and at that time our training was not as detailed as now. It was very basic. Now our training, I tell you, that the value of the training that we have in this community, universities don't have it. So because I got to compare, I was having the course from the University of Toronto, like the best university here. And I'm like, this is something. And I was comparing our training to that. And I'm like, no. So I stopped the course. I had paid thousands of dollars for that.
Right.
I stopped it. I never pursued it. And I focused there. And then that was the best decision. So it was multiple things talking to me, David. It was not just one thing, but I think I was open to listen and to learn versus letting the fear stop me and letting those negative thoughts that, as a human, we are taught to listen to our fears more than our hopes. And at that point in my life, I did not let the fear get in. I was curious, and I let my heart actually lead me, and it led me to where I am now. And I tell you, my life, my family, my relationship, my kids are happier. My daughter, I talk about this all the time because it's so it's the life changing. Before I started, when I was in my older job, at that time she was 3 years old, and she was born with she used to have a hard time breathing in the winter. Like in Canada, it gets really cold here, and we have lots of heat and stuff. So she has breathing issues So we would have to, when her asthma gets triggered, we will have to put her in the car, go to the hospital, because they'll have to give her oxygen. That's how bad it was. So since I'm home, my daughter never used her puffer till date. So the doctor, and I said, so what happened? Do they grow out of it? And she said to me, your daughter wanted her mom.
Psychology.
So when her mom that was her telling me that mommy stay with me, and these are small things we don't pay attention. We think this is life.
We
think
look for medication. Yet you're the medication.
More inhalers. You buy better inhalers.
No more inhalers. So this is just my story, and
Right.
what I witness when I say it's not only financial. What you find here, you find the better version of you. You bring in the better version of you to your loved ones, to your family, to your community, and you are helping others seeing the same and doing the same. And I think there's no better fulfillment feeling you feel when you help someone getting out from a bad situation that they are in,
So
if they want
the
to.
quality of life, better quality of life.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, thank you.
Wow, amazing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So so like I want to add to that is it's just a mindset issue here when people just see something that it can change their life and they just don't take the opportunity to check it out. And I'm so happy that Amor, that you came to our forum today, because I know there are so many people who are in the same situation like you or us. We have children, we have needs, but all we think of is getting another job. Like you say, you think that getting another job will help you solve your money problems, maybe hire somebody, maybe to stay with your daughter, something like that. But you chose a different route, because I don't think anyone else would have done a good job like you are doing right now, taking care of your daughter or whatever support you're giving your daughter. I don't think you would have paid anyone enough to do it the way you are doing it yourself.
Yes.
Nobody will do a good job like yourself for your own child, for your own, your own human being. So I think, coming here to our forum, it's really, really it's an eye opener to people who have, who needs something that can help them be at home more, not just for money, but just for issues that need you more at home. So if you're out there and you're, struggling maybe with, children who maybe get sick a lot, or you just want a life where you want more time for yourself, this business can just give you exactly that, where you're offering yourself as a person to stay at home, as a person to make changes that need to be changed in your home without just having to work multiple jobs and, having other people do it. So Amor, thank you for showing us exactly what this business can do for us, ourselves. And even at the same time, when you're doing that for your daughter, you're also relaxing, you look fresh, you look bright,
Oh, yeah. I focus on what I like to do. I do stuff that I enjoy doing more now. Like I love attending personal development speaker. I was able to attend Tony Robbins last year.
Wow.
I'm going again live this year, and I'm attending a couple more speakers. So I got my life back, not only the family. As a person, I get this back. So everybody who's watching, who's gonna watch, if fear is stopping you, shut that fear.
Sure.
You know what? You know what, Amal? Just as we're having this conversation, something was coming into my mind. It's so interesting how we are kind of rediscovering who we are as human beings, trying to harness the power of modern technologies in how we do work and live our lives. Because think about it, we are becoming like the modern caveman. You know what I mean? Because prehistoric, when you look at how things were in the beginning, what we hear of in the beginning, it was basic. Life was very basic. Okay, you go out to hunt, okay, and come back to your family. where you live the family, everybody's taken care of. They have a mother, they have, you know, that kind of setting. There's people taking care of the little ones and the family, and there's people going out to fend. Okay, but at the end of the day, it wasn't such a hard task to do. It wasn't as it wasn't taking away your whole livelihood. You weren't losing yourself doing something. You weren't losing yourself fending. Okay, that you wake up so early in the morning, go just so you can beat the traffic where everybody is on the same path, you know, to go to work. At a corporation, you use the same road and you're using so many vehicles just to get there. So that becomes a problem, modernization. And then you find yourself at having to wake up so early in the morning, leave your loved ones home so you can go and fend, and then come back late in the evening. So a whole day has been spent into the activities of fending. Okay, and also where lately it took, as life went on, it had to involve the ladies, the mothers, into the commerce and into businesses and all these kinds of things. But you see, with all that development and evolution and where we are at, we are maintaining the good that comes with technology, but we are looking for all these kind of solutions and possibilities to redeem time, to redeem the time that we have been losing in the entire process of making ends meet or fending for our families. So we want to regain that time back and put it to what matters, our families. Okay, and one way that this has been possible is through the technologies. So if you're out there and you're looking for extra time to yourself, extra time for your family, for you to be able to do the things you'd like to do, when you hear of the traditional man or the traditional wife, if you want to get back into that kind of place where you think life was a little easier on us, and it became difficult because of the developments, or the advancements in how we look at work or fending. Then you have the modern day technologies to actually give you the traditional lifestyle, okay, that you think you're missing or you've lost over the ages. So it's like where technology is
full circle.
Yeah, it's it's like it's all coming back. Technology is helping us to turn back into the traditional, or what I call the modern, the modern caveman, the modern day caveman. So we are actually now able to spend time doing the things we love, travel, go see the world, because now we have a bit of time to do that. Or we can do that alongside our earning activities or work. So you carry your work with you. You know what I mean? You can spend time doing sporting activities that you weren't able to do because half the time you were at your workplace doing an 8 to 5, and then over the weekend you have such a short time to do your housework, spend some time with the kids, do homework, do all these kinds of things. So you don't have any time to yourself, and you keep pushing off all these activities. But now we're saying nothing. You're becoming unstoppable. You can do that, and at the same time have a bit of time to yourself.
You manage your time. You manage your time the way you want it.
Yeah. So there's many ways to look at going digital or doing business, going online and finding alternatives to how you earn. There is another way indeed, and you just have to listen and learn, or take a leap of faith and try out these opportunities and you might just find, the golden egg that you're looking for.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for all those submissions. So for me, actually, what I've realized according to Amal's journey, it's like kids, they don't need our present, they just need our presence. So, and what the other thing I've confirmed is that you are not, you don't need a second job. You just need to change your mindset. Because you are going, if you look for a second job, you are taking yourself into the same trap you are in right now, but you're busy convincing yourself that you're looking for change. Really? Anyways, thank you so much, Amal, for the submission. I believe our viewers out there, you can put it in a comment section. What have you learned from our guest's journey? You can tell us. And if you want to learn more about our digital business, just go to the description. You will always find a link there, or go to the bio, find the link there. It's a website link. Type in your name and email address. There is always an information session explaining all about our digital business, explaining all how even Amal escaped that, paycheck to financial freedom, okay? And making money. The best thing globally, what I've realized is that you can meet somebody telling you that, oh, I have this professional, I make this much, I make 20,000 a month. But to be honest, this person looks depressed, looks like stressed. It's because most especially they are still living paycheck. The way they make this money, the way it's gonna be spent back to taxes and bills. And little do we know, we go back to school knowingly we're going to make more money, have financial freedom. But unfortunately, when it comes to these economic countries like credit economies, the more you work, the more you pay taxes. So at the end of the day, even if you are looking for that second job, is the more tax you're gonna pay. And what I've realized in these countries, they're all about you can earn more if you're investing. It's all about investing economy. So that's the reason as to why you are still reaching your retirement, knowingly you've been working of your 401k for those in the United States. But why do you think that people in retirement, we are still seeing them somewhere, grocery stores, still working like short part-time? They're telling you, okay, well, I'm in my retirement. I received my retirement package, but unfortunately, it's not enough to even pay my mortgage or rent. So at least I have to go back for like 4 hours or 3 hours to get more for me to sustain my life. But to be honest, this person is in retirement. So what does it tell you? You do not need that second job. You just need to change that mindset. Okay? So thank you so much. And as we go, I've heard all your story, really interesting, but now were there any moments where you felt like giving up? And if so, what motivated you? Because, that is where you told us that, okay, it's not a get quick rich. You have to put in, right? So, and most of people, because you are starting, I always tell people, like, if you hear something starting business, it's all about investing. There's capital needed, those kind of things. But is there any point you felt like give up, and what motivated you to like keep pushing?
Yeah, of course you will at the beginning, especially at the beginning of the journey, when you're still learning, you're going to make mistakes. That's how you learn.
That's true.
You're going to feel a little bit, oh, why is it not working for me? Why this? I've done this. Why it's not? But you know what? And you try to give up. But the power here is that you're never alone. I surrounded myself with people that started at the same time with me, and that's the power of the community. Is when you surround yourself with people who think like you and who really have a vision for their life the way you are, you surround yourself with a shield. You shield yourself, because if you find those people around you, when you are falling, they're going to pull you. And when they are falling, you are pulling them. And this is the power of this community. There's plenty of us who are there to help each other. I found that with the people who I surrounded myself with. They were there when they don't see me or they feel something is off. I get a call from my mentor, or I get a call from my coach, or I get a call from a business owner that I've been working on a project with. Where are you? What's going on? Let's do this together. Let's try this together. So there's always a helping hand here. You're never alone. And that's what helped me push through the moments that were a little bit on the low. And boy, oh boy, thank God I did that, because once you cross a certain place in the business, things start happening. And then you are that power, because you went through it. You are the one who are teaching other. You are the one who are lifting other, and you are the one who are supporting the rest. And I think that's why we are the best online community, I think, in the world, not only in North America.
I believe you. I believe you when you say that. Yeah. I know for a fact that the Facebook community is the biggest. It's
the biggest.
200. It's over and above.
It's coming to 300,000. And by the time I joined in 2022, it was about, I think, 130 something. But as I speak, it's closely now to 300.
So when I started in 2020, you want to guess how many people were in our community?
100.
There was
10,000.
45,000.
Wow.
45,000 in 2022. And me, I joined 2020.
Yeah.
And me, I joined 2022 when it was about 130,000.
That doubled within 2 years.
Within 3 years. And as we speak, it is closely to 3,000.
We just crushed every numbers in January. It was the highest month for the 7 years time. So, so that what tells you growth tells there's something big.
It's something working for people here.
If something is not working, there's never going to be a growth.
Exactly.
And in this community keeps on growing. And when you see so many people talking about it, because it works. If it doesn't work, it's going to disappear.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think because of time, our host is going to go with the last question here. Yeah.
All right. So the last question, let it come over. You can read Amal too. So, so can you share with us any valuable lessons or insights that you have gained from your experience as an online business owner?
Okay. The one lesson that I'll tell people, overcome your fears no matter what. Don't listen to your fears. Whether you are taking the first step, whether you are going through a course things are not working, whether you are dealing in a situation at home and whatever, and never stop learning. Never stop learning, because there's always something to learn. And when you plug into a community that loves learning and breathes learning, as we talk about it all the time here, there's no way you're not going to succeed. Keep learning, keep showing up, and just shut down that fear, because when you say no to fear, it will disappear, and then belief comes up, and then you can change your life. But as long as you are listening to the negative narrative, people who gives you negative narrative, look at their lives.
Exactly.
Will you listen to them? Look at their life and see what they have done in their life. And people who succeeded, who made changes in their life, who turned around a family situation, they didn't listen to anybody who told them negative. They only listened to themselves, to their heart, to their guts, and they worked at it every single day, day in and day in and day in. There's no day out until you reach your goal. And then when you reach your goal, you create a higher goal. And that's how it goes. So just don't listen to the fear. Keep learning, stay put to your belief, and then you'll get to wherever you want to be.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Are you
So-
adding any?
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you
listen
so
to your
much.
gut.
Mhm. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I believe I believe it's true. You know that it's so important to stay focused and listen to your gut feeling, or listen to the your the man inside, because in many situations in life, and this has probably little to do with just business, but even in your daily life, um, they, it's good to listen, because we learn a lot from other people's experiences. Okay, but we all have an inner voice. Okay, that's many times silenced because of our environment or the people around us. But if you listen careful enough and stick to your gut feeling, many times the solutions for your life's problems are actually given to you if you listen to yourself from within. You might want to start something. Of course, you're going to get all kinds of pushback, because there are people that probably don't enjoy seeing you progress that much in life, or leave them here and you're going there. We have these kinds of people around us. Okay, you have a good idea, they know for sure it might turn into gold for you, but they just don't want to see you progress, or they don't want to see you leave them at a certain level. So they give you all these kinds of negative energy. That's why in many cases, if you listen to so many of these motivational speakers, they'll tell you that for any idea you have in life, have a gestation period, a time where you focus on that dream or think, even if it's your education or anything, just focus on it and get word out after you see it germinate, even any of the ideas that we have, we need to give them time to grow in our minds and become something before we can actually tell. Because the voices around us sometimes discourage us, and we end up dropping ideas. Okay. And eventually, I've seen people that eventually go out and say, oh, by the way, I heard about that business 2 years ago. I wish I had started then, but I spoke to a friend who told me they're going to scam me. You said, but you didn't do your due diligence. You heard about it. Okay. You thought it was a good idea. You didn't do your due diligence. Now, 2 years later, you feel like, oh my goodness, I should have started. Never too late. You can always start somewhere, but sometimes that lost time could have really worked to your advantage.
Yes.
So I agree with you that yes, we need to listen to the inner voice and push all these ideas and try to do our due diligence, and then see what comes out of it. It's okay to start something and fail somewhere. You can always get back on your feet or pause it, but for you not to start at all because somebody says it's not a good idea or it's a scam, I think you owe yourself the due diligence to figure that out before you can invest money or you can throw out an idea. So thank you very much, Amal. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Coach Dorothy, do you have any other addition before we give Amal the last? Yes, the last chance.
To be honest, thank you so much, Amal, because today's you can see our, like, should I call it even a conversation, because it wasn't even questions. like most of the interviews, our viewers, you've been watching from us since even last year. I believe this is kind of different, you can tell. And I get to realize that it's kind of communicating to somebody who is out there. And I realized that when you spoke about listening to your inner person, that thing is very strong. And if you have never practiced it, please go try it out. The inner thing we are talking about here, it's like, let me say the inner Dorothy. I'm here, but there is inner me who is going to make me those decisions. And for you, that inner person, they have three things. There is three things you're focusing on. It means if you listen to that person, you will be a decision making, action taker, and a risk taker. Because you're not going to ask anybody, oh, can I do this? They are not doing it. You think, why are they going to advise you? And the other thing, the person you are going to ask, are your dreams same than theirs? If it's not the same, you're wasting your time. Definitely, if I go to my grandmother and I tell her, okay, here is a self-driving car, he's like, okay, I better use my phone. I cannot go in that self-driving car. I can't sit in a car where there's nobody behind the wheel, So there's no way now I'm going to go to my grandma and ask for the advice to start a digital business. Definitely, she's going to tell me that's not existing. Why? Because we were all trained to be employees from the day we start till we graduate, and then we start to look for jobs. But owning a business, you're going to find it on the way. That's why in our, the submission for our guest today, Amal, it was clearly showing you that you don't need a second job. You just need to change your mindset to the fact that they called her to go back to the job. And it's like, no, please, I have money. It came with freedom. But before I was making money without freedom. And then the second scenario was like, went back to the university, accredited university in Canada, and she went back for a course. And this is where she's like, okay, when I started this digital business, it is really way far better than what they are giving me the other side. Yet, it's exactly the thing I went to get the other side. Why? It takes you back that you don't need to go for a second job. You just need more information on how you can start up your own business, because in these countries, they're all about investing. It's investing economy. So if you are still depending on one source of income, my dear brother and sister, you are dead. Mostly we immigrants, we have that challenge when we come into these countries, because we know we come for better life, but unfortunately, we are trapping into bills, paycheck to paycheck, credit. Before you know it, it's 10 years down the road, you're in the States, you have nothing. Why? Your mindset, nothing else. And that is for me. Thank you so much, Amal, for this. And it's our guest and co-host, David, and our guest for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Amal, thank you so much for coming, and we will ask you to come again sometime in the future. So keep that open for us.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting me. That was a great conversation, and hopefully we get to bring some value for people who are looking, who are asking, who are wondering. Listen to your vision, because God put that vision in your heart. He didn't put it in your neighbor or your husband or your wife. He only gave it to you to follow. So follow it and don't let anybody stop you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so our viewers, our followers today, you have heard for yourself. It's your time to make that decision. If you're still on the fence, if you're still wondering, is it going to work for me? You just have to come with that positive mindset, know that you're going to make it, and just jump in. If there are people who have been successful in this business, why not you? At least we are a testimony, and we bring people who have even real testimonies like Amal, people from completely different background that tells you that this business is working for so many people across the globe. So take that chance, and don't wait another day. In the link, there's a link below in every in this forum, there's a link below. You can contact one of us from our coach Dorothy, our coach Amor, our David, or me, and we are going to help you start your own online business and make passive income and have that time and money freedom at the same time. All right.
By the way,
Thank you, everyone. Yes.
Oh, by the way, Dorothy, and based on what I just heard from Amal, actually, she turned this into her primary source of income for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So you never know. What you're looking at as your passive income might just become your primary income. Because Amal and Dorothy, these two here,
yes,
they have turned the opportunity into their primary source of income, and they're not complaining. So you might as well jump on and study it on the side, and let's see how it works for you, because I'm sure you will enjoy the ride and eventually turn it into your primary. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, before we leave, Dorothy, Coach Dorothy, do we have any comments from our viewers that maybe we need to say something about?
Yeah, but because of time, I don't know. We have this
one or two.
Okay, this one says Kajambo. Kajambo means hi. This is
okay.
Hi. And then we have our Dozy is watching from Boston. We have UK is late. Oh my god.
From UK. Wow.
Okay. Then Brenda says that's true. I think we were discussing about something, and says, I thank you all for your time and for sharing your experience and knowledge. Thank you so much. So I don't think we're gonna go through each and everything.
Thank you.
I before we close, let me put this out there. There's somebody joined one of our learners group. We have a learners group and we have the VIP group, and somebody saw people making 50,000 USD a month, 70,000 USD a month. And this person just called me laughing. It's like, but Dorothy, I'm your fellow Ugandan. Why do you want to scam me? It's like, this is impossible. Something mad. So, my dear brothers and sisters out there, if you're joining our learners group, actually the learners group, you don't even, before you pay the $149, you can get that learners group, and so that you can, have that information on how this business operates and everything. But what I want you to put in mind, if you see that huge, figure, you're like, this is insane to you, I advise you, sit down and calculate how much money your boss pays you a month. Let me assume you are paid to maybe, let me say, $2,500 per like every 2 weeks. That is $5,000 per month, right? So how many employees do you have? Let's say you have 20 employees at your workplace, right? You get that $5,000 per month times the 20. That's almost, how much is it? And now, if your boss can pay out that every month to your employees, how much does he or she make? What does it tell you? He or she is owning a business. So whatever you're seeing is a pocket change to your bosses. Just wake up. That's it for me.
Right. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Thank you, Amora, again. And thank you, everyone, for watching us and coming to our forum. We're going to see you next Sunday, the same time, 2 p.m. PST time, 5 Eastern time, right? And 4 p.m. CST time. So thank you so much, and see you on next Sunday. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.